Hey guys, welcome back to Adventure Camping. Tactical Nut here. And yes, it has been a really long time since I've been out here at Uwharrie. I'm thinking almost a year, but here we are, like just kind of an impromptu camping trip. Sitting around the house yesterday trying to get some stuff done. The wife just looked at me and she's like, why don't you go camping tomorrow? And I'm like, you know what? I should. And so here I am. I'm actually going to be doing something a little different. Tent camping. Yes, that's right. I mean, pretty much every time you've seen me for years, almost exclusively, I hammock camp. I've already tested and reviewed this a long time ago. Absolutely love it. But I was like, you know what? Let's mix it up a little bit and do something a little bit different. Now, I may regret it. Just going to go ahead and put this out there that this is the only sleeping pad I have. I have another closed cell foam one. I had an inflatable one and the valve on it busted, so now I'm just down to this. So we will see how comfortable this gets this evening. But yeah, I'm super excited about being out here. As soon as I get camp set up, I am going to eat because I'm about to starve. I had breakfast but have not had lunch, and it is 3:15. So after that, probably get some miles on the trail. Haven't quite decided yet, but more than likely I'm probably gonna go for a hike, but I could just end up just hanging out here and relaxing and enjoying myself. All right, back to you in a minute. All right, so I don't know if y'all care about this process of watching somebody set up their tent in the camp and stuff like that. I know a lot of people show it. I very rarely do, just because I don't find it that interesting. But what was kind of funny is I'm using this military field tarp as my vapor layer, you know. And when I unrolled it, it's been sitting in my garage for quite some time, and it almost melted to itself. I mean, it's been a really long time since I've used it, and it shows. But yeah, here goes the rest of the tent setup. Thought I would bring you along in case you're the type that enjoys that kind of thing. And I haven't set this thing up in, I don't know, several years. Because since I exclusively pretty much only hammock camp. But sometimes you gotta shake things up a little bit, you know what I mean? Do things just a little bit different. I do want to start reviewing more tents just because of how popular they are and how many people still use them. This could be upside down. Yeah. There you go. Or maybe this is why I don't show the setup. Twist it over again. We'll figure it out in just a minute. gotta say, at least it doesn't take long. Do you know? Leave in the comments below. Have you ever set up your tarp and tent and just leave it like this with no fly? I don't think I ever have. Mostly because, well, especially out here, I can't tell you the number of times I've gotten here and it said 0 chance of rain, and then later that same day it starts raining buckets. So I don't trust it. But it would be a whole lot cooler, especially during the summer, out here. I have that extra breeze. No, it hadn't been that long. Just like yesterday. Let's set this thing up. Nope. Should be. Wait. Nope, that wasn't it. So if you're thinking to yourself that this looks awkward, well, you would be right. All right, now we get it. Wait. Plenty of places to stake stuff out. It does have good ventilation, I will say that. Weight's pretty decent for how much you pay for it. Which I can't remember how much this costs because it's been a while since I reviewed it. But if I remember correctly, it was pretty budget friendly, I will say. One more. Ta-da! Easy peasy. Always make sure you put everything in the bag so that you don't lose your bags and lose your stakes and stuff like that. Helps tremendously. Ventilation slats. I guess for now. All right, so if you are not familiar with this tent, I'll give you a quick walk around. It is the Featherstone. I believe it's considered to be a two-person tent. Really, I would say 1.5. Hold on. Oops, sorry about the quick sporadic movement like that. But here's your inside. You got the bathtub style floor. Like I said, you do get really good ventilation, a lot better than some other tents that I've had. Has 2 doors, one on each side. It's the UL granite, basically ultralight 2-person. Like I said, I would consider to be 1 person in gear, unless you're very familiar with the other person. If you're in a relationship with somebody, okay, that's a 2-person tent. If you're just buddies with someone, that's a 1-person tent. You do have extra tie-out points. There is extra guy lines and stakes. And so if you wanted to make it even more taut, you could, because you got tie-out points here. And then of course here and here. And then of course your extra little ventilation right there. And then buckles that help attach the fly to the base of the tent. Weight on it, can't remember. I'm thinking around 3 pounds if I'm not mistaken. It's a really good tent. I just haven't tent camped in so long because hammock camping is so comfortable to me that that's just kind of how I roll. But like I said, I do kind of want to start reviewing more tents, and so it's just so popular for most people. I think more people tent camp than hammock camp, so kind of got to keep up with what people want and what they use. All right, guys, I need to eat because I am about to starve to death. Back to you in a minute. All right, guys, had a bit of a dilemma. I really want to eat, but it is also 4 o'clock, and I brought some other food to have for supper. So I'm not sure if I want to eat this big can of soup. But then again, I'm starving because I didn't have lunch. So I think I'm going to eat. Be back in a second. I got to get something to light this grill. I am just so hungry. I'm just going to let this slow simmer for a little bit. I love this little Coleman stove though. I'll tell you what, super simple, pretty lightweight, very effective. And if I remember correctly, they're not very expensive. Even if you, like, I think I I either got this at a yard sale or Goodwill. I can't remember, but I got a crazy deal on it. So, but like if you look at them in the store, I'll add them to my Amazon store and put a link in the description below. So if you want to check one out, I'll tell you, they're pretty good, very reliable. Like I said, very simple to use, 2 burners if you need it. I usually just use the one, but over time, as the more I start cooking while I'm out here camping, then I'll probably start, you know, multitasking on the stove. All right, guys, I'll get back to you in just a minute. I think we're looking at some kind of poor planning here on my part. Guess where my drinks are? Yep. I will say though, I love this cooler. It's by Blue, called Blue Coolers. It's a 30 quart. I think this is the 10-day ice retention. I got it when I was doing solar last summer. I would say I would get about 4 to 5 days of a decent amount of ice still being in there, but it was sitting in my car the whole time, which, you know, of course here in the South, you know, it was upper 90s almost every day, so you can only imagine what the temperature was in the car. But yeah, like outside of that, man, I tell you what, man, it'll hold ice for a long time. I mean, it's worth every penny. I think I got it on sale for like $200, and they were typically like $250 for the 30 quart and the 10. Like they have different ice retention ratings. So of course, the longer the ice retention rating, the more expensive it gets. But I'll tell you what, like I've never owned a Yeti, but after using this, I don't feel the need. They're less expensive and bigger. Can't beat that, right? Oh, come on, soup. This is the Campbell's, I think it was, chicken pot pie. Home style chicken pot pie. And once it's done cooking, I can turn the stove off and move it and get something to drink. But as soon as I sat down, I'm like, wow, I'm thirsty. I want some water. Guess I gotta wait. Get back. All right, guys. It's 4:40, so I'm not going to get to hike too far today. I just kind of want to go a mile or two, just to kind of get my legs working again. Since it's been so long since I've been on a real hike. I don't have any time to be back tomorrow, so I'm probably going to get up, eat breakfast, and then do a longer hike tomorrow. I think that'll be smarter because it's going to be dark before you know it, and I'm not really in the mood to be doing some night hiking. But still got a new headlamp I'm testing out. I'll show you when I get back just at camp, because I do have a pocket light, so I'm not worried about that at all. But oh yeah, and so hopefully you can tell, testing out a new Camelback hydration pack. Bought it from a buddy of mine. Got it for a steal because he, well, what he was wanting for it, because he's had a bunch of medical issues and a lot of medical bills are starting to pile up. So he's trying to find a way to help cover those costs. And since I know firsthand what it's like to have a bunch of medical bills coming in and medical issues, you know, I bought some stuff off of him to help him out. And like, it's never even been used. So kind of excited about that. I think it's going to be great. I mean, it is Camelback, so kind of goes without saying almost, since they were kind of like the original. But sometimes you never know until you actually try it. All right, let's get a little bit of distance, and we'll just probably do a couple miles and call it a day. Go back and eat. All right, back to you in a minute. Wow, it appears that somebody cleaned this area up pretty good. Last few times I was here, like this was a down tree that came out into this area. There were, well, these two huge ones, because this used to be like a awesome hammock camping area. But yeah, there was multiple down trees that were in the middle here that now appear to be gone. Those are still there, but not much you can do about that. Not a lot of work. This part's still blocked off though. There's a trail that comes through here. Little stream. Yeah, I mean, this place was like almost uncampable the last time I came through here. Good to see. I'm assuming some volunteers came out and cleaned it up. That's what I like to see. Man, look at the size of those trees that are down. It's like that all over the place around here. All right, let's get a little more walking in. Sometimes you see people do things that don't make any sense. Just had a guy pass me on a mountain bike. He was wearing polo and khakis. That is not something you see every day. Normally when people are out biking, they look like they're out biking, not getting ready to go to work. Just thought that was odd. It's been a beautiful day. Weather's been perfect, like upper 70s. I think tonight they're saying it's supposed to get down to like the mid 50s. So not too cold. Should be nice. I gotta collect some firewood. I got some logs that are already by the fire pit. All I have is a hatchet. So I'm not gonna be able to split those things down any smaller. But I think if I get enough small to medium-sized wood, I'll get them to catch pretty easily. Just have to get it hot enough. But another beautiful day in the woods. So happy to be back. It has definitely been way too long. All right, so this is the Camelback that I'm currently testing out. It's got a little pouch here with some webbing, all the webbing that you can do stuff. There's your bladder, and then another pocket here. So pretty simple, pretty minimal as far as what it can carry, but the whole point obviously is just to carry water. And then if you know, I would say survival items or something like that, little survival kit, med kit, something like that. Here's the new pack that I'm testing out. It's the Nature Hike 60 liter. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Yeah, there you go. Water bottle. I guess it's just like one big open bucket style, but you got pockets on either side of the hip belt, which is nicely padded. Big water bottle pockets or whatever else you want to put in them. Place to store your raincoat, or a lot of people put their rain fly from their tent on something like that when it's wet, so it can dry out. Excuse me. But yeah, I got it because, well, I just turned 50 in April, so life isn't getting any easier. And the Kelty Falcon 4000 that I have, I absolutely love that pack. But I wanted to start working on slowly building an ultralight setup, and I don't know if I'll ever truly get there, because when you look at like the Dyneema tents and stuff like that, they're $650, for a 1-person or 1.5 person tent. But they're like insanely light. So this is 3 pounds, but the Dyneema tents, I mean, I think are like less than a pound. But you're paying an absolute premium to get it, right? So this pack weighs 2.5. My Kelty weighs 12 with all the pouches and stuff on it empty. So think about how much weight I just cut just by trading packs. And this, I think, was only like 60, 80 bucks, maybe 80, I think. And it's been over a year since I bought it, so I'll have to look it up when I get home. But man, I mean, incredibly lightweight. So that just dropped 10 pounds off of my base weight. And then I got like the little BRS stove, the canister stove. It weighs 1 ounce. The El Cheapo that I got, that I've been using for years, I mean, it still works, but it weighs like 7 ounces, 8 ounces, something like that. So it's sort of like your little pocket rocket style. And so like I've just gone through and tried to slowly replace items with lighter weight items. And so this way, backpacking and hiking and all that kind of stuff will just be a lot easier for me. I mean, I'm getting ready to get back in the gym. I mean, I was always in good shape, but like, why carry the extra weight if you don't have to? If you can find a way. There's the polo and khakis guy. I don't know if you missed him. He's literally wearing a polo and khakis while mountain biking. What's that all about? Yeah, so I mean, I'll slowly start to acquire things like I have an Outdoor Vital sleeping bag that only weighs like 2 pounds. It's a 35-degree bag. I've got in here, this is going to be the second time I'm testing it out, like it's like a Whoopee sleeping bag. I forget what they call it, but Battle Box is the one that makes it. Hopefully you can, let me open this, that'll be easier. But yeah, like it's like a Whoopee, but it has a zipper so you can use it like a sleeping bag. Now I used it up in the mountains last year. It was really warm. I will say that. I have no idea what the temperature rating on it is, or if there even really is one. The only problem I had is when I was up in the mountains, like I would be sleeping and wind, I mean, it sounded like a freight train coming, and when it would hit, like literally I had a down blanket over me, kind of tucked around to supplement the sleeping bag, and literally it would just fly straight, you know, and have to get out of the hammock and go chase it, and that would happen over and over and over. Now that was a pretty cold night and a extremely windy night, to say the absolute least. I mean, it got one point like the wind was so heavy it blew the pillow out from under my head. That's got to tell you something, right? So yeah, hopefully, I mean, I think it's only, like I said, I was only supposed to get to like 55 tonight, so I'm not worried about the temperature getting too cold, but I am interested to see how well it does in a different environment. It is not so windy, because that night sucked. I'll just say that night sucked. I got zero sleep, just because, I mean, it seemed like every minute-ish that just wind, you would just hear it coming, and then just whip my blanket off. Then of course you're like freezing cold, and then chase it down, then you got to get back in, got to fall back asleep, and then the wind comes again, and yeah, that night sucked. The hike was awesome, we'll say that. Hike was awesome. Love being up in the mountains. All right guys, so I got my firewood ready to go. So there's a couple of logs in there. One of the good things about being an area where a lot of people are camping is sometimes you can just walk to the other campsites and find firewood that you don't have to cut up. So I had to cut very little, cut those two, and then there was some medium-sized pieces in there. I always love doing the upside down fire, so that's what I'll be doing again. What I find nerve-wracking is when you go to campsites and you see this. People that are collecting rotten wood. It's like, dude, you ever made a campfire before? I mean, it'll burn eventually. You just got to get it crazy hot to get it to burn. Like, why put yourself through that much work and effort to get a fire going when you can literally just walk around and pick up a lot of stuff, right? Some you can break with your hands. If you don't have a cutting tool of some sort, you can break between trees. You don't have to pick up rotten stuff. Please stop doing that. It bugs the crap out of me. Stop picking up rotten wood. I mean, if you wanted to carry or extend a fire, right, and move it to another location, yeah, like rotten wood could be great because it can just hold an ember for a really long time, but they suck at burning. Rant over. All right, guys, I'm just going to hang out, relax for a little bit. It is now a couple minutes before 6, and so once I start getting hungry, I got some food that I'm going to start cooking up. Some potatoes and pork chops, some garlic butter. It's going to be good. All right, guys, for now, we are just going to sit back, enjoy the weather, and enjoy the peace and quiet. All right, so as you can see, oops, what I get for being a little bit of a hill. Right here, we have some fatwood shavings from this piece of fatwood that I got from Four Directions Bushcraft. This fire steel I got from Four Directions Bushcraft a long time. I mean, I've used that thing a ton. Was going to use it tonight because I primarily will always use a ferro rod when I start fires. It is extremely rare you will ever see me use a lighter or matches. But it occurred to me that a buddy of mine, Robert Roadkill Murray of RK Leather, sent me this made in Kodiak. It's an antler with a magnesium rod and a ferro rod. And it's literally just been sitting in my car as like an emergency backup way to start fires if I need them. So I think tonight, like, I'm gonna actually use this. I've used the magnesium bars before. Not a big fan of them because you just have to use so much, but we're gonna see how this works. Starting the shavings of the fat wood from Four Directions Bushcraft. I'm gonna wait a little bit just because it's still pretty light out and I don't want this to start burning too much that I have to start looking for other firewood. So yeah, I'm being a little lazy. I don't mind. I'm out here mostly just for this trip to relax. Like I said, I may do some hiking tomorrow. Only did a couple miles today, so we will see. Like literally, I've just been sitting here at camp and just enjoying the peace and quiet. The fact that nobody's here except for the one weird dude on the bike, but he's gone. All right, get back to you in a bit. All right, guys, so for supper tonight, where did I just put my knife? All right, we are going to start with some potatoes. These are going to be sliced up by the Clyde Challenor. I believe it's just called the Viper. Like, I'm going to feel bad if I got it wrong. I've had it for several years, or a couple years. Absolutely love it. He is such an awesome dude and such an amazing knife maker. He's going to be at Blade Show this year, so if you're going to be there, I will post on the screen and in the description below links to his website, but also like what booth he's going to be in at Blade Show. I mean, he's just good, people. Like, and that's just one of those things where when you want to support someone, you want to support them for the right reasons. And I'll tell you right now, like, not only is he just a master at making knives, but just all around such a good person, you know. I have 3 potatoes here. I don't think I'm going to need that many. My eyes are always bigger than my stomach, especially these days. Like, yeah, I've gotten, like, my system is back to normal, but my appetite is so far down. Like, I get full so fast. Why won't this open? There we go. So that part kind of sucks, right? Because I'm trying to get my weight back, and it's kind of hard to do when you get full really quick. So these will probably be enough. I mean, I bought 3 potatoes, but I literally don't think I'm gonna need them. So you always got to season them. A little salt and pepper, and then I'm going to throw on some garlic herb butter in just a second to go with the olive oil. Olive oil, just because it's healthy, makes food taste better, but also keeps stuff from sticking. So you have a multifunctional use oil, you know, because in the South we say oil, we don't say oil. At least I definitely don't. All right, let me reposition all this stuff so I can get the grill up here, and then we're going to start cooking. All right, so as you can see here, like, Potatoes are going to take a little bit longer to cook. I'll slow cook them. I'm not going to bore you and not that way. What was I saying? Not going to bore you with the whole slow cooking process, but there we go. Fire beaner, just reviewed just a couple days ago. Works in so many different scenarios. It's why I have 3 of them. All right, so what I'm gonna do is just gonna really like slow cook these things. Man, I bought 3, but yeah, with my appetite, there's no way I'm gonna eat all 3. Because I did get some pork chops. I'll probably have 1 or 2, and then some garlic or butter. I'm getting ready to add some of that to this just to add some extra flavor to that. One thing about me, so I'm sure y'all, well, there's no way y'all could know. Like, since I don't have a sense of smell, and I haven't since like the mid-90s, I don't eat for enjoyment. I eat out of necessity. It's really that simple. Just because I can't taste food like, you know, normal people. Now, with that being said, if it has a very strong flavor, I can taste it. But mostly what you're going to get from me is, do I like it or do I not? Right? I can't tell you why. I can't say, hey, if I was to eat something that's got a lot of garlic in it, or a lot of basil, or name your spice, right? I just can't do that. And so I worked in the restaurant industry for years. I know how to cook. I've just never really enjoyed it, but I think that, I don't know, like trying some new stuff out, like while I'm out here camping, could be fun. Tell me what you think in the comments below, please. Where did you put the lid? I know I just heard it. All right, we'll figure it out in a second. Oh, it's right here, on top of the porch. All right, I'll get back to you when these are done enough that I can throw the pork chops in with them. And hopefully this will be a good tasting meal. If not, I'll be hungry tomorrow. All right, so I would like to tell myself that I could eat 2 pork chops tonight. Oh, I gotta see. But I'm coming to terms with my appetite isn't what it used to be. And so we will just adjust and eat accordingly this evening. Being realistic. Hopefully, okay. I'm getting ready to turn this burner on. Potatoes are getting close to done. These won't take long. Oh, there we go. I will say this, that I'm so happy I made the decision to start actually cooking real food while I'm out here instead of just a backpacker's meal. It tastes so much better. And I mean, yeah, you're talking to a guy with limited knowledge on flavor, but it's still like my knowledge. I think I just said this a minute ago. Is just that, do I like it or do I not? Right? And so I have to go a lot by texture, just because when your sense of taste isn't great, or your sense of smell isn't great, your sense of taste is not awesome. But at the same time, I think it makes for interesting video, and also a more enjoyable experience just for me, you know. There we go. And hopefully it will inspire others to do the same. Ow, ow, ow. That was kind of some hot. All right. Probably should have paid a little more attention there instead of talking so much. Oh, they're still sticking. That's what it's all about, right? Ow. Ooh. Stop touching the paint. Duh. Only a moron would keep touching the pan. Just me and the moron twins. Yeah, I got one. It's a little overcooked, or two, but I got enough that'll make up for that. Plus, this isn't level, so it's not cooking evenly. You gotta keep moving it around. Yeah, there's what it is. Oh, let's move these. Duh. Move these off the side that's cooking. I want that. Because this is how we do it, right? All right. Here we go. We'll be back to you in just a minute. All right, guys, it may not be the prettiest meal ever in the outdoor cooking world, but it is my meal, and I am getting ready to chow down because I am starving. I'll get back to you in just a little bit, let you know how it was. I'm not going to lie, I may or may not have just burnt the crap out of my mouth again. Still, it's so hot and I'm so hungry. I can't stop myself. Holy crap. That's good. All right, really good. I bet if I had a sense of smell, I could tell you even more impressed I was by it. But if I can tell you that it's really good, I'm going to bank that you would probably agree, because my sense of taste is so much less than normal. But wow, I may have outdone myself. Hot. All right. Of course, once again, my stove is on the cooler. I need something to drink. I'll get right back to you. Okay, so I'm just going to be quiet here for a second. The car pulled up a little while ago. Man and woman. Woman gets out, goes to the outhouse to use the bathroom. The husband pops the trunk of their SUV. Has been standing there for 20, 30 minutes trying to do I don't know what. Could possibly take that long, just standing at the back of the car. But you can hear him moving around stuff and doing things. Wearing bright red tennis shoes and jeans in the woods. I don't know what they're doing. I've just been waiting to film because they're so close to me that I'm like, okay, I don't want their noise interfering with this and or me disturbing them. Either way, doesn't really matter. But it's gotten to a point, I'm like, they've been there for so long just at the car. And I'm like, all right, I got a fire to start. So here we go. We're going to use the magnesium bar or rod with a scraper on top of all of the fat wood. And see if we can get this party started. I'm just kind of overdoing it because every time I used a magnesium bar, you had to use way more than you thought you would have to use. But since oh, come on, man. Oh, that was worse. All right, well, let me regroup. All right, so here we go. Works pretty quickly. Just let that catch for a minute. There we go. That should definitely work. Pretty cool gift. My buddy was stationed in Kodiak, Alaska when he sent me this. He's now back in the lower 48, still in the Coast Guard, but roadkill. Very cool. Thank you. That's pretty awesome. And it looks cool too. Like that's just a really cool handle when you have an antler like that. Can really fill the hand if you needed to. There we go. I'll bring it back. Okay, so I still don't know what this guy's doing. I can't zoom in with this camera, but still standing at his car, at the back of it, messing with stuff. I mean, we're almost talking 45 minutes. If you're that unprepared, like if you're getting ready to go backpacking or hiking, camping, anywhere out here at 8:30, and you don't have your gear together and it's getting ready to be dark, you're going to have a bad time. Don't think things are going to work out well for you. No idea what the guy's doing at the back of his car, but parked by the bathroom, so it's not even like they just stopped in to go to the bathroom and they're going to leave. But they're also not parked where you would be getting to head out to go camping or backpacking. So I'm really confused with what they're doing right now. I'm only entertained by this because I'm the only one out here except them. And so it's glaringly obvious that they're here. And you're wearing bright red shoes and jeans. Like, who does that going camping? I guess the polo guy with the khaki pants. This is just becoming a source of entertainment for me at this point. I'll keep you posted. All right, so not sure if you can see me on the camera. It does not look like you can very much. I'm going to clean this pan because I have a can of boiled peanuts that I want to cook up because I'm hungry again. The couple that was here, I mean, they were here for about an hour. Of the guy just standing at the back of the car was like, I don't know what he was doing. Rearranging, organizing, like I don't even really care, but it was just weird. So I'm gonna boil the water in this pan for a few minutes. Then I'm gonna get the boiled peanuts out of the car, and I'm gonna have myself a snack. Cause I'll tell you what, I'm really tired. I haven't worked out in quite some time. And so also, I mean, normally like what I was doing today would not be that stressful or physically demanding, that kind of stuff. But I guess since it's been so long, it makes me a little tired. But I really want some boiled peanuts. But I would also have to clean this pan. So I'm gonna boil some water in it, scrub it out a little bit with something, and then I'm throwing in some boiled peanuts because I'm still pretty hungry. All right, guys. Stick around for more festivities. That's so cheesy. All right, well, hopefully you can see what I'm trying to film, which is peanut patch boiled peanuts. If you've never had boiled peanuts, I'm just going to tell you your whole life is wrong. Everything about your life and existence will be changed forever if you experience boiled peanuts. They are amazing. They make your life better. They make you a better person. Like, there's so much that goes into a boiled peanut that, I mean, yeah, you got some health benefits, but basically, I'm just going to tell you, it makes you a better person. And if you don't want to be a better person, well then, that's a problem. We got a bigger conversation we have to have. But here's what we're going to do right now, is we're about to boil these things up and chow down. Give me a couple of minutes. I'll be right back. I'm not going to lie. I may or may not have just spilt a large portion of the peanuts on myself. And the ground, like, I could rescue them, like, that was completely fine. Like, they're all there now. There's just a big wet spot. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but yeah, welcome to my life. Where I break everything and or mess so much stuff up. But, like, you know, that's just me. Like, I'm okay with that. It's funny. Is what it is. And I'm hungry, and like I swear, as soon as these boiled peanuts start to boil, I'm chowing down. I'm hungry. I am still very hungry. And then I'm probably gonna go to bed. I mean, it's only 9 o'clock, but my body's not used to doing this much stuff in one day. It's kind of been a while, so as soon as I get done eating my snack, it may be bedtime. All right, get back to it. Okay, so here's the thing with boiled peanuts. If you like peanuts, imagine taking the flavor and escalating it by like 10. Like, I can't tell you how many people that I knew when I lived up in Delaware when I was in high school who had no idea what boiled peanuts were. Tasted them, instantaneously loved them. Didn't know what grits were. As soon as they tried them, absolutely loved them and wanted to be shown how to make these things themselves. So, if you're not from the South and you've never had boiled peanuts, I highly recommend getting them. You can get them canned. I mean, they're still good. You can also get them, well, down in the South at sporting events or like roadside farmers markets, stuff like that. But holy crap, they taste so good. It's addictive. And if you haven't tried it, you need to try it. And now I'm getting ready to dive in and tear these peanuts apart, because I am starving again. So here we go. Okay, so holy crap, I just burnt my mouth again. But I'm so hungry. I can't stop myself. Like, what's wrong with me? I know it's, oh, I cut on my shoe. Okay, cool. I know it's hot. I mean, holy, okay. I'm just so hungry. Ow! Ow! I mean, a wise person would just say, put it down. Apparently I'm not wise because I'm so hungry that I'm like, it's burning the crap out of my hands. I'm so hungry. Oh my God, these things are so good. They are literally, if you get it done right, life altering. You will, every time you pass by a farmer's market or something like that, you will want to stop. Holy crap, that's hot. Okay. But, that's how good they are. It doesn't matter if they hurt. You're still going to eat it. All right. Well, I'm going to be here. Good God, I wish they would cool down faster. But you got to have them hot. Like, that is one of the biggest keys of boiled peanuts, is eating them cold. I mean, like, yeah, they're still good. But eating them hot is, you know, just elevates the flavor quite a bit. If you get them too hot, it just burns the crap out of your mouth. I don't know how I would know that, but we're just going to say. I've heard, maybe a couple of minutes ago, just from me. All right. If I had money to invest in stock, it would be boiled peanuts. They're just so awesome. They're just that good. They really are. You should try them out if you have not. The brand I'm using right now, Peanut Patch Boiled Peanuts. The original, there also is a Cajun flavor. There's multiple brands out there, like as far as the canned ones go. This just happened to be the ones that was in the store on my way here. Try them. Guarantee. You're going to like it. You'll be addicted. And that's okay. Alright, so I kind of knew this would happen. I fell asleep way earlier than normal, which when you're in the outdoors is probably not that different from most people. But now it's 2:30 in the morning. And I'm wide awake. Started getting the fire going again. I realized that I left my wool hoodie in the car, so now I got it on. 55 degrees is what they predicted for overnight temperatures. I'm going to give the big middle finger to that. Nope, it's cold. Got my wool base layer, like the pants and the shirt on, and then when I woke up, I had to go to the bathroom, and then of course, you know, it was, wow, this is way colder than I thought it was going to be. Like, I don't know what, I literally have no idea what the temperature really is right now. But it was pretty cold, or it is pretty cold. So I got the fire stoked back up. Probably going to be up for the rest of the night. It's just kind of how it runs with me. I'm not sure about y'all. Once I've had a couple hours sleep, I typically have a really, really hard time if I going back to sleep at all, if I do go back to sleep at all. So we will see. Welcome to my life. The life of the zombie. The guy who never sleeps. Or at least the doctors keep telling him he needs to, but he doesn't. And they can't help him. They can't, oh, okay, wind. Holy crap, that's a lot of smoke. All right, I'll get back to it. Okay guys, sorry to bring a camping video to an end like this But as I was editing the video, I was using 2 different cameras, and for some reason I could transfer most of the files from this camera onto the computer, but the last 2, waking up in the morning and getting done with the video, for some reason the only way the files got corrupted. So the only way I can't access them at all. I have to reformat the card. So that's what I did. So I'll just give you a recap, or sorry about all the lawn equipment going off. Just want to get the video done. Woke up in the morning. I would love to say that I was truly refreshed and happy, but sleeping on that thin sleeping mat was so painful. First thing I did when I woke up in the morning was, like, I'm 50 years old now. Like, I used to be able to sleep on stuff like that and was perfectly fine when I woke up in the morning. No longer the case. My back hurt for several days after that. Incredibly uncomfortable. I for sure need to get another inflatable, much thicker sleeping mat, just because that thin one just isn't going to cut it. You get older, life sucks. It gets a little harder. I'll just say that. I mean, I love the trip. I had a great time. I took it easy. I didn't hike a whole lot just because regaining my health, I didn't want to push the envelope too much, but I really wanted to be able to get back out there and do the things I used to. I tried to throw in some more cooking. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button, please comment, please subscribe, all of those things. But I'll just tell you that I apologize that the video has to end this way instead of me being at camp, but it was just one of those where, you know, technical difficulties, card got corrupted, I couldn't bring the end the way I wanted to in a video like that. But I do hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the long format that I've done the past couple videos for camping. I used to film a whole bunch and then would just cut out little highlights to keep it short, but I really prefer doing it this way because you get to see the whole experience of what it's like being out there. So again, let me know in the comments what you think. If you would like shorter videos, let me know. Requires more editing, but at the same time, if that's what you want, that's what I'll do. But if you like the longer format, I enjoy that more. Yes, it's even more editing, but at the same time, it's a little more enjoyable for me because you get to see the whole experience. What I will recommend is not sleeping on those tiny closed cell foam sleeping mats, because they will ruin your life, or at least ruin your several days after, you know, because it's better than sleeping directly on the ground, but not by much, right? Get a good sleeping pad. Like I say in the video, I typically have always exclusively hammock camped because it's how comfortable it is. Like, I sleep so well in a hammock. It is so comfortable. But I want to do more tent camping, so in order to do that, I'm definitely just going to have to invest in a decent sleeping pad. All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Again, hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. Please leave a comment on what you think. And in the meantime, guys, be prepared, have fun, get outdoors.